Hello everyone and welcome to the Canonical Chronicle, the meme-infused SEO news that stops your rankings from tanking. In this week's episode we will discuss Google using OG titles, AI search results that contain more search results, the August core update, and a new segment called Sorting Through Your Smalls, which is the small updates that Google have made that you still need to know to do your job day to day. So without further ado, let's get into it. Are you struggling to sleep at night? Because if you are, you should do what I do. Instead of counting sheep, I like to read the Google search developer documentation.
You're sleepy.
Hard to get.
So the updated documentation essentially says that Google will now use the OG title when it comes to creating a title inside of the SERPs. Now, for you people that just live online, OG is not original gangster.
I'm an OG original gangster, not him.
OG stands for Open Graph. So when you share a URL on, let's say, Facebook, the text that shows up is the OG title. Now when it comes to optimizing OG titles, you typically optimize them for engagement because they're going to be seen on a newsfeed, whereas an SEO title or a page title is typically optimized for click-through rate as it pertains to a keyword. So now that Google is using OG titles potentially in the SERPs, it might make sense to dust off your crawler, crawl the site and just compare your OG titles to your actual page titles to make sure that it's something that you want to show up in search results. A new study by SEO platform SEO Clarity has shown that 99.5% of the generative AI results in search are actually just the top 10 results in Google. So when the SEO community heard this, we were all like, So after they got absolutely torched by the mainstream media because all of these Google AI results were just wrong, and actually some of them were actually quite dangerous. They were telling people to like go eat rocks, or my favorite one was, in order to keep cheese on a pizza, just add glue.
It tastes like feet. I like it.
So the search giant has now made quite a big change to the way these AI overviews are actually served, because if you think back to just a couple months ago, Authoritas did a study and it showed that 93% of the text contained in these AI answers had nothing to do with the top 10 results. So you might think, well, you're an SEO, you want to optimize for it. What have they changed? Is it some crazy general AI? Is it some Skynet thing? Is SEO finally dead? The answer is no. This study shows that 95% of everything in these little generative AI things just come from the top 10.
We are same, but different.
So if you want to optimize to be in Google's AI answers, what do? Well, you just rank in the top 10, so business as usual. At the moment, we're right in the middle of the August core algorithm update, and usually there's like crazy volatility in the SERPs and people are going crazy on Twitter. This time it's really different. It's more like this. That is unless you were affected by the September helpful content update. What we're actually seeing is a lot more people that were negatively affected in September. They're now starting to recover and do much better, and their traffic is really starting to come alive.
It's alive!
Search Engine Land pointed to two domains in particular that got really hammered back in September. One is called Housefresh, another one is called Retro Dodo. Two SEOs that run those domains have actually now went onto Twitter and were really cool. They actually shared their Search Console graphs that show indeed big spikes in traffic, so we wish them the best and we hope that they see that full recovery. If your site's been negatively affected by an algorithm update, please leave the domain in the comments down below. We're not going to do anything with it, but we always like a little bit of collective schadenfreude at your expense. And now for the new segment called Sorting Out Your Smalls. In this section we're going to go through the very small updates that Google have made that you still need to know in order to keep your job and to make sure that your boss doesn't go full Ron Swanson on you.
Hi there. Is there a project you're working on?
I know more than you.
All right.
Firstly, Looker Studio reports. If you work in PPC, my condolences, SEO is clearly the better channel, but all jokes aside, If you use Auction Insights in order to build reports in Looker Studio, that data source is no longer going to be available in Looker. You need to use Google Ads if you want to have Auction Insights. Secondly, there's a new targeting option in Google Ads. You can actually connect a YouTube video or a YouTube channel, and all the people that watch that particular channel, you can actually target that audience. So if you wanted to target a bunch of dudes between 20 and 45 years old that are a bit nerdy with a slight caffeine addiction, just connect the Type A Media channel to whatever your Google Ads are and boom, you're targeting my audience. And lastly, Merchant Center has 3 updates you need to know about. The first one is just about local inventory ads. Essentially what they're now doing is automatically syncing your inventory to your ads for you without you having to do anything. Secondly, they've put generative AI in there so you can ask it a question and it'll probably do nothing because Google's generative AI is a bit mad. Maybe it'll tell you to go eat some rocks or put glue on your pizza. And thirdly is actually something quite cool. It's this shopping trends insights feature. So you've probably seen like products go viral on TikTok before and all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, we just sold all this stuff and we didn't even realize.
Damn wow, you'll be saying wow every time.
So now you can actually see it as it's starting to happen with this new live report. So you can kind of like uncap your budgets and spend more in order to capture all of this latent demand. This week's Canonical Chronicle was brought to you by Type A Media, an SEO agency based in London. If you'd like the deck that goes along with this to download all of the SEO news and present it to your own team, just go to typeamedia.net where you can download the deck for free. That's everything for this week's Canonical Chronicle. Please subscribe and we will see you next week.